Hey guys, it's your girl Tone Motivates, and welcome to my first ever episode on Tone Motivates. If you don't know me by now, you will learn quickly that I am silly as hell. I love to enjoy life. I'm a child at heart. I look forward to smiling and laughing every day. To me, that's the best medicine. And it takes more muscles in your face to frown than it does to smile. So make sure you turn that frown upside down today, okay? Well, a little bit about Tone. So, my name is Tonya. My friends call me Tone. And since I've always been that friend that you can go to and talk to and stuff like that, we came up with Tone Motivates, and it just stuck. So, Tone Motivates. Motivation for the nation, motivating one person at a time. That is all that I am about. So I'm also a 80s baby, born in 1985, the best year if you ask me. Libra gang with a hint of Scorpio. You take that how you want. But I feel like I was the last generation that had to be inside before the lights came on. You know, we had Sega, we saw Tetris a little bit. We had dial-up internet. We had home phones, okay? You couldn't do both. And you better hope that you had call waiting, because if somebody was on the line and you was waiting for a phone call, you was just going to miss it, okay? So I do really appreciate being able to see the transition and the transformation, or evolution, I should say, of us coming from, Nokia phones and beepers all the way to how phones are today, and how literally everybody uses their phone for everything, including music. There's no more MP3. There's no more Walkmans and Discmans. Typically, everyone's go-to is their phone. So I am appreciative of the good times and the old times, and, hearing the kids outside playing. It's too quiet out here for me nowadays. So I do appreciate that. I am also a New Jersey native, generations out here, Jersey girl. So, I love Jersey, and I feel like we're very well-rounded. You can see everything from the urban areas to the rural areas to the farmlands when it comes to Jersey. And I completely understand why they call it the Garden State. In addition to that, I have one son. He is my man-child, Jakai. He is 15 years old and towering over me and almost everybody else in his family. Such a sweetheart, though. Very humble and an anime freak. Lord, he loves him some anime. But he's not in these streets. He's not out there doing things that he ain't supposed to do. So I support him, cosplay and all. We're supposed to be going to Comic-Con when that comes up. And I'm just all for it. Anything that's positive, that keeps him out of the street and out of trouble, mommy is all for it. So, yes, I am very proud of my boy. In addition to that, I am also a church girl. Went to school in church, grew up in the church. My grandmama cleaned the church. So uniforms, hot stockings and slips. We couldn't play cards. Scary movies were the devil. We couldn't go to the movies, all kinds of stuff. So, I grew up kind of sheltered. But that just made me be more open-minded to everything that was out there in the world that I didn't get a chance to see. And it made me such a humble person, appreciative person, to having people around me that did care so much to try to shield me from all of the BS that goes on or went on in the world. Now in, this day and age, you could say that it's a little worse. So I do appreciate that. But I did bust out of that shell and did a whole bunch of exploring on my own. And I came up with Tone Motivates, who is sitting in front of you today. So I'm appreciative of that. Before anything, though, more of, I should say, instead of being a religious person, I would say that I'm more of a spiritual person. I feel that you get out what you put out. And, karma's real, energy, whatever you want to call it, it is very real. And I just strive to be my best self and treat people like I would want to be treated. So it's as simple as that. You don't really have to be a religious or a spiritual person to have human decency and to treat people how you want to be treated. So some of the things that I enjoy doing, or some of the accolades, I would say, is I'm a writer. I love to write. I would write for the rest of my life and genuinely be happy with that. I feel like I'm great with communication. Well, I am great with communication. And I am here for the people that want to hear my journey, hear what I have to say. And I'm just simply here for the folks that think they're the only ones out there. They're the weirdos. They're the unicorns. No, you're not, baby. It's a whole field of us, and collectively it's so much that we can do together. So I love, love, love to write. My book will be dropping shortly as well. I gotta get to it. But in addition to that, I'm a motivational and financial wellness influencer and coach. I truly believe that our mind frame helps with a lot of the things that we want to get through. Actually visualizing and writing down what it is that you might want, just knowing what it is that you want. Sometimes as adults, we just run around and, we just go with the flow and do what we have to do. But we never sit down and think like, oh, well, this was a goal of mine. I never got to it. Or this is something I want to do. I never got to it. So I literally help my clients figure out what it is that they want to do. And then we tackle how to get that out the way. But if you have a whole bucket list you want to go through, or the things that you want to succeed with in life takes money, how are we going to do that if we don't have financial freedom, right? So I help with that as well. A lot of times we spend frivolously, or we want that instant gratification of a purchase because we worked hard and things like that. But sometimes if we, didn't go to Starbucks every day for a month or for a couple months, that could fund a quick getaway trip, maybe drivable, tri-state area, something like that. So it's always things that you can do to maneuver to get what you want. And I pretty much teach my clients that. I'm also a firm believer in, everyone knowing that my word is not Bible. It's not, written in stone or anything. I look forward to growing every day. I look forward to learning something new every day. You can learn something from everyone. So, I learn from my clients as well. They teach me stuff, daily, and they hold me accountable. So I'm appreciative of that. But I'm only a step or two ahead of whoever that I might mentor or coach. We're on this journey together. I'm simply a step ahead or two in front of you. And, I'm just there to possibly help you navigate or maneuver around those speed bumps instead of hitting them straight on. So I take pride in that as well. I also help mentor new business owners with startup info, tips, getting registered, stuff like that. A lot of times we don't know where to go or how to start. And all the time it's not about having all your ducks in a row. Sometimes you have to literally just jump out that window and hope that parachute works once you out of there. So, a lot of the times it's figuring it out on your own while you go. And I had to do a lot of that. And I learned from trial and error. And I just thought, it wasn't nobody really there for me that really guided me or said this or that. Like I did have some people that would always give their opinion and let me lend an ear to me. But there wasn't anyone that said, okay, this is first, this is second, this is third. So I just basically wrote down my journey when I started up my businesses, and anything that didn't work, I removed it. I replaced it with what did work. And I literally just helped them with their startup info, tips and tricks and all of that. So, I take pride in that as well. I've helped over 20 people, specifically Black-owned businesses, get their startups and vendor opportunities, and just any kind of resource that I ever used. I share that information as long as it's not proprietary. I am also a voiceover artist. I was always told as a kid that I had a nice voice, and since I love to talk, it's something that I got into. And actually, with starting with the voiceovers was how I got into podcasting. So obviously, it's something that works for me. And since I love to talk, what better than to get paid for it, right? I also recently lost 100 pounds, so I have dabbled in modeling as well. I participated in a local nonprofit modeling show, and the proceeds went to domestic violence victims. It was me and about 12 other girls, and we modeled several outfits, and all of the proceeds went to the ladies of that nonprofit organization. So it's just something that I have a passion for. Any way that I can help folks, I like doing that. And personally, being a survivor of domestic violence, it resonated with me, and I could not resist lending a hand and helping. I also love traveling. Since I guess the last 8 months, I have traveled about 20 to 22 times. So I could travel 3 to 4 times in a month. If I am not traveling for work, personally, I like to travel quarterly. I will hop in a car, plane, train, bus, any way to get there, I'm out. I tend to collect a lot of points since I travel a lot. So every once in a while, I have a free hotel, a free rental, free stay, flight, all of that stuff. So I really, really enjoy traveling. I plan on taking my son to Dubai when he graduates high school. So that's a big goal of ours. An immediate goal is to go to Jamaica. So we should be doing that within a year. And I look forward to it. So my goal is basically to motivate at least one person a day. I typically do more than that, but I look forward to motivating one person a day. You never know what somebody might be going through. You never know how isolated and alone someone might feel. So I just try to make it a point just to spread that love, light, and positivity everywhere that I go. So people would say I'm personable and I'm friendly. I'm also no nonsense and very open-minded, and sometimes not. I don't have a filter, or I could be a little abrupt. But it's just because I'm very open and I pretty much just tell it how it is. I typically do, keep people's feelings and stuff in mind when I do say something. But sometimes we have to realize that a person doesn't care for you if they can't tell you the negative as well as the positive. If your best friend is sitting there and she knows that you are bullshitting and you're not doing what you need to do, and she does not say anything, that is not a friend. Your friend is going to celebrate you when you're doing great and hold your hand and let you be a shoulder to cry on when you're messing up. So that's something that I believe in strongly as well. Some of the things that I've done is I've interviewed with Huami magazine. I also have a publication with Oneness magazine on building self-motivation. I've also sat down with founder and CEO of Vibe to Vibe TV's own Tori Indeed, because the vibe is always real. And I have done podcasts with Life of Impact with Hector Pina, the 90-10 Rule with Anthony Miller, and the Dear Sis podcast with my beloved MJ. Love you, girl. My Martin voice. But pretty much self-love is the best love. And there's actually a song out there with Ari Lennox, and it's called Self-Love. And that song really resonates with me. I probably listen to it at least once a day. But self-love is the best love. And a lot of the times we're out here looking for love in all of these places, and we're not going to find it because we're trying to fill a void that can only be filled with self-love. So once you start to fill that void with you, whatever it is that brings you joy, that makes you happy, that brings you peace, then you'll see that that love that you want is also being attracted. We can't attract love if we don't love ourselves with the same intensity, okay? Now, some of my mottos are live in your truth. That is first and foremost. I don't care if you're gay, transgender, you don't want to have kids. You do. You were married but divorced. You want to get remarried. You never want to get married again. You're ready to quit that job, whatever it is. At the end of the day, you're in this world by yourself. You came here by yourself. You're going to leave by yourself. Even if you do have a significant other, you're by yourself in your head, your brain. You're the only person that's sitting here thinking these thoughts, and we could be our best friend and our worst enemy. First and foremost, always talk to yourself nice. Do not beat yourself up about things. If you're at the bottom, the only way is up. And a lot of times we could beat ourselves up so much that we trick ourselves into thinking or believing that we're not entitled to or worthy of whatever it is that we want. And honey, that is not true. Believe in yourself. There is nothing more powerful than the belief in you. All right. My other motto is give yourself the same love you give others. Sometimes we go and break our necks for everybody in the world, and then we busted, rusted, disgusted, burnt out. We literally need 2 days of rest. We can't even rest because we so wired. We so stressed out of what we got to do for this person, do for that person. Self-care is stopping sometimes. Self-care is being still sometimes. Self-care is sleeping in late. Self-care is ordering out. Self-care is whatever it is that helps you recharge and get to your full capacity. Now, I love this next motto that I have because I actually have it tattooed on me. Be the person you needed. Be the person that you needed at one point. When you were down and out or felt at your lowest or your loneliest, what was it that you thought about? What was it that you wish you had? What support did you pray that you had at that moment? Be that to somebody. Okay? And I strive for that as well. Because it's a dark space and a lot of people can't get out of it. But sometimes if they know that they have somebody that genuinely supports them and that's there for them, they could get out. You know, they have all you need is a mustard seed. Remember that. Okay? Belief in yourself trumps anyone else's opinion of you. So just because a person doesn't feel like you could do this or you could do that or whatever they think of you is less than what you think of you, that's none of your business. Let them sit there and keep telling you you can't. They told all the richest people in the world, the greatest people in the world that they couldn't. And a lot of people don't succeed the first time. You have to keep going. And sometimes you have to try 3, 4, 5 times. But if you're passionate and you believe in yourself and what you're doing, you will get up every time and try again. And that's all that matters. Live your life. You only live once. YOLO, as the kids say. And I live by that. I don't care if I want to be lazy for the day, I'm going to be lazy. I don't care if I want to get in my car and drive around and just sit at the pier and have drink for the day. That's what I'm going to do. I don't care if that means I'm going to sit in the nail salon for 2 hours and get a mani and pedi. If that's what I want to do, guess what? I'm going to do it. I only live once. I'm only going to be this age once. Okay? Now, with that being said, guys, to respond to a question, make a suggestion for an episode, or give feedback, reach out to us at shadesoftonepodcast@gmail.com. You can also find us at Twitter, Shades of Tone, Instagram, Shades of Tone _podcast, Tone Motivates on TikTok, and of course, tonemotivates.com. As always, always love.